Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Good morning. We are here teaching universal truth and spiritual axioms. This is Erin, Dr. Divinity. I want to make that clear every time that I'm not a Western doctor. I'm a doctor of divinity. And what the hell does that mean, right? That means that I teach divinity. That means our spiritual nature and how we are co-creating with all of life. So today's topic is how to stay focused. So I had this gal come in the other day, and she plopped down and she said, okay, this is it. I surrender. She said, I have done so much work. I am very purpose driven. She has an Instagram account where she sells incredibly beautiful clothing, and she donates to foundations. So she knows what she's here to do. She's very conscious, very spiritual, totally service driven. And she said, I just don't know what to do. I literally, every day I wake up in the morning and I scroll through my social media, or throughout the day, there's different events that come in living in Los Angeles, and I just get sidetracked. She goes, my ADD is so bad, but she goes, I've gotten, to a traditional doctor. It's not that. Literally, it's just that I just can't stay focused. I don't know what the deal is. And we kind of went through some subconscious work. And we actually got down into the root of it because, as you guys know, I'm a big advocate of subconscious work. And what was so fascinating about this gal was that she had some beliefs within her subconscious that if she actually had success and if she actually stayed focused, that she was actually afraid of being successful, what she would actually be able to do with her power, with her energy. It was like a fear of outside of the comfort zone of being addicted to being frustrated. She actually had like this thing that was like her comfort zone. We all have thermostats like on our wall, but they're in our body, in our subconscious of our comfort zone. The subconscious knows that, look, it says to a gal like this, look, you've survived being confused. You've survived being frustrated. You've survived, not being focused. So we're just going to keep you here because we know that it'll work. So the point is this, is we got in there and she really determined, and she had to do a lot of work on the power of decision, really deciding at a core level to have success, to stay focused and actually live out her success. And it took some breaking through of a lot of subconscious work. It actually is some of the most advanced work is to release limiting beliefs around success, which means staying focused. So I want to dive deeper into staying focused. So the number one thing about staying focused, because people can say, oh, you got to make this discipline and this habit and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to tell you my own personal opinion. I think it's a crock of crap, because until you've had a big decision at a subconscious soul level for success and to stay focused, determined, because it is something that you are so passionate about, so purposeful about, and that you're willing to go past any comfort zone, you're never going to be able to stay focused, because that's what the psyche does. That's what the ego does. It wants to keep you safe and just in your little world that you've always been in. So that's number one. And don't worry, I'm going to get to discipline. I'm going to get to the little things, the tricks of the day, the hacks, if you will. But I'm here to say that if you want to stay focused, the number one thing is the power of decision at a core level. And if you haven't decided to stay focused on whatever it is that you wanted to stay focused on, because there is a reason that you are determined to fulfill upon your dream or that purpose, then it's never going to happen. You will find a way to distract yourself. It is all distracting. So there's a great book called The War of Art, and it's one of my favorite books, written so long ago by Pressfield. And it talks about all the different ways that we distract ourselves. We have all these things. He calls it resistance, and today's world, it might be social media. I don't even think social media was around when that book came out. All the excuses, basically, to not fulfill upon your dreams. And that, my friend, is your ego trying to keep you safe. So number one thing to stay focused is to have a powerful decision upon mind in your own soul. Okay. So beyond that, let's get into a couple other things. So all of life basically is here to have you be in a reflection for you to see how you are directing your consciousness upon mind. So if you want to stay focused, this is like the ultimate school of life. If there's one thing you're here to do, is to stay focused. And so of course it's going to be one of the most challenging things, because if it weren't challenging, then you would have already graduated this thing called life, and you haven't. We're all here, right? So beyond the power of decision, then the next step is to simplify your life through creating your life purpose statement. So for this gal, we did one. She wrote it in the 4 areas of her life. She did it around her business. She did it around her health, around her relationships, around her creative expression. And the reason why I have people do their life purpose statement and goal setting in all 4 areas of their life is because oftentimes people will just set goals in their money arena, and then they end up getting depressed and sabotaging their career because they have completely, neglected their love relationships and their health and everything else. And then it just takes a toll. You got to have a balance, right? So what is a life purpose statement? A life purpose statement, in my opinion, is 4 statements that are actually like affirmations in a positive sense, and they have measurable results in them as well, and they're in the 4 areas of your life. So for example, with money, you would say, I abundantly live with X amount, doing X, Y, and Z. In health, I live a vibrant life, and blah, blah, blah. And relationship, if you say you have the goal of having a partner, you may say, I love my divine partner and my incredible community that we focus on X, Y, and Z. I have no idea what that is for you, but that's what it is, okay? So after you have that powerful decision upon mind, you write out your life purpose statement. And I'll tell you why it's so important. First of all, and I'm sure you've heard me say that only about less than 80% of people actually even have goals in life. So if you have a goal, if you have a life purpose statement, you're far ahead of the game. And then if you read your goals every day multiple times, you're in something like 3% of the population. So the next step is to read that statement, your life purpose statement, at least 3 times a day. And I recommend backing it up with meditating, actually doing visualization and meditating on it every morning and setting your intention for the day. Because when you have goals, and say some of the goals are, you think you can do it one way. Well, when you go into meditation, oftentimes you'll have an epiphany around easier way of getting things done. There's certain people that will come to mind, like, oh yeah, that person can help me achieve that, and we can synergize together, and so on and so forth. So having meditation and intention setting will quicken the process of fulfilling upon what you're trying to stay focused on, okay? And I promise you, it is a game changer in the realm of goals. And I truly believe that spiritualists that only just meditate and don't actually take action don't understand the process. We're here in a 3D realm to fulfill upon our consciousness here. And so the next thing, this is a powerful distinction, is saying no to anything that doesn't align with what you desire to stay focused on, right? So that means simplifying. That means saying no. That means having discipline. And those are the things, as you do that over and over again, yes, that's where we build the habits. These are habits, okay? But habits always start in consciousness. They always start with the power of decision within mind. So don't ever forget that, okay? So how do you stay focused? You gotta have discipline. And if you're feeling like you haven't made a strong enough decision upon mind, you've got to have a discipline to go back in and make a decision at a subconscious level. How do you do that? You probably want to work with somebody who knows how to reprogram your subconscious, because it is a very deep rooted thing if you're sabotaging your success, okay? You may be able to do it on your own, but you may want to find somebody who does subconscious work, or you need to do affirmative prayer every day until you know it so clearly and are so clear that you know how that you've made a clear power decision within your mind, okay? And then next is our daily spiritual practice. So today, I invite you to take some time today to journal about what is most important to you in your life, okay? So, and then next is your daily spiritual challenge. And this is the best part of all of it. I recommend that you simplify. You really should have one goal at a time. one specific goal. Keep your mind directing it upon universal law until it is done. Same with the affirmation. If you do not know what your life purpose statement is, that's okay. Then the point is today to discover what you love. That is your only goal of this day, what you love, okay? So on that note, I know that you are here in this school of life to learn how to stay focused. It is one of the primary things, and you probably can't graduate until you learn how to do that. So you might as well do it. So if you have enjoyed this conversation today, this podcast today, please share it with somebody that you love, that you feel like would really needs to stay focused, right? You can find me at erinfallhaskell.com. You can also get my free app with 30 guided meditations and all the lessons, the daily podcast, everything on there, interviews from Focus TV at drerin.tv. That's DRERIN.tv. And so I know for sure that today's a great day. You can find me on all social media across the board at Dr. Erin. And I also have a Facebook group called Awakening with Erin. We've got lots of members in there to meet. They're all consciously driven. And I just know today is a powerful day. Make the best out of it, and may you live your truth.